Hey, cancel. All right, how you doing? We're here on Spreaker.com. What's going on? Yeah. Get your yah-yahs out. Oh, my goodness. 25th day of October. And hope everything's all good out there. I wasn't going to do a podcast on the way home, but I'm like, you know something? I saw this on Facebook, and I figured let's talk about it. Kind of makes me laugh, and then it makes me lie, and then it makes me cry, and whatever else. So, hang on a minute. You're fired. You're fired. All right. Perfect. There you go. All right. Yeah. What is happening today? I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling delicious, outrageous, and contagious. Let's head home. I got a federal jury thing I got to fill out because they signed me up for jury duty and I never got called in. So they claim in the letter, we picked you out. No, you didn't. Because after I didn't have to go down to Hennepin County, Mr. Criminal City down there and go in for my jury duty thing, whatever they do. I didn't get called in. So I think they're like, okay, so I got to fill all this behavior out and send it into the government, as they say, right? So I was reading a thing about Wonder Hussy. She was whining about her money going down on YouTube. Well, they're paying their money towards shorts and these stupid washed-up radio guys like Eric. I told him to do a podcast on Spreaker. I mean, I make whatever, $60 a month or more. It doesn't really matter. You're streaming on these podcasts, as Tom is on right now. They're after the fact. This radio is still a viable, thing. 93X is more fun to listen to than the new KQ guy, whatever it may be. Play more music. I like Nick and the boys. They're old school KQ. They talk about things. Have fun. Everyone's equal footing, unlike when Tom was on there. Anyways, there's a 7 to 10 on KSP. Should have put it on KS95 or another station and competed directly with everybody else, but he doesn't get up at anyway. So Tom Barnard, I follow him on Twitter, I follow him on Facebook, and he's always said he doesn't like social media. Well, you have a Facebook and you have a Twitter, which you need to push out. And you're on a billboard that's social media. This is not a hate audio. I've done videos on it before. I'm in radio because I enjoy what he did on Cat and Kincaid before many times. He was epic, but he came to be a raging righty, and he fired Terry Train, like it or not. He knows it. And got rid of the limo head. What's her name? She became a righty. I like what the hell's her name again? Michelle DeFoy. I lost a good job because she's being, all the behavior out there. I don't get it. But so I saw Dougie. He, I'm going to say kicked in the curb, whatever, fired, whatever. You're fired. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. But I saw after 14 years of loyal boot-licking, ball-licking, cock-stroking, he is down the road on his podcast. And I see the signs all the time. He's back, and 7 to 10. If KSTP look at what they did. I'll talk before on KFan. Over on KSTP, they sold out to ESPN. Stupid. They got rid of Garage Logic. Love that show. It was great. Got rid of it. It was dumb. People still like to listen to. I remember the old '90s. Great radio. People want to hear local people, not effing four-letter curse. He'd be better. Again, when they got rid of, finally pulled the trigger on him and told him to get the hell out after 36 years, they should have said, listen, go get Mike Morris from 830. He'd be good. The new guy, all he talks about is his backstage. Tommy would talk about Capitol Records, and I get it. He was in Capitol Records, and that was great. He knew Minneapolis, but he became a raging lunatic when his mom died. And then all of a sudden, and the only reason he does this podcast to enrich his kids. Hopefully he has enough money for all his behaviors, but he's lost a lot of voice work because his words, his bully pulpit, he said that before he went down the road, his bully pulpit was KQ. And they promoted his podcast to where it's at now. I don't know what the views are. I don't really care. I listened to it once, just a bunch of round-robin behavior, and uncensored is no fun. I can do this audio in my car as I'm driving without swearing. Don't need to do it. Don't need to. I podcast on Spreaker.com, Fearmongering Radio, Bitch Boy Radio, whatever else. But, so he's down the road. I told my wife, it comes down to money. And Walzer, if they're going to have him do something, they need their kickback. Okay, my podcast, whatever it is. Let's say I like Celsius. I like Hers chips. If I'm going to, I've always said, don't advertise. Like Steel Toed Tard Show does this. They advertise this bar in St. Cloud. If I'm listening to them in New York or California, I can't go to that bar, right? I'm going to advertise something like Hers chips or even the Pillow Guy, but whatever, or Celsius, which I used to drink before it was in the stores. Before Celsius. I'm going to have something you can buy international, wherever. Whatever it may be. Two friends of mine, Amway, they're distributors. They look for people to buy their stuff. They don't go out looking for people to work for them. They sell things that people come to and buy, right? That's how you do podcasting. But if I'm going to be having somebody pay me $1,000 a month to advertise my podcast, one, I don't have time to tell that. They better get back at least $3,000, a $2,000 kick. A profit on all the BS. And whatever he works for Walzer, I think it's fun to sell cars. I'd love to be able to sell like a real good used car, an evening car sales. And I think it's fun to sell cars to somebody and enrich someone's life. I like taking apart computers and giving a computer to somebody for a good price and say, here you go, get on the internet. I think it's great. My favorite thing is down in Houston. It's called God's Garage, where a bunch of guys my age, retired, work on cars for free. It's a great thing to be in that business. Not easy. Ray Eric tried to sell cars. I've told him on his Facebook, go to Spreaker.com. $300 a month. He would make money if you do an hour show every morning on Spreaker. Him and Terry Train. I've many times told that with Steel Toed Tard. Ray Eric and Terry Train would be so good. They need to bring her back on KQ. To the hell with her and Zap would be great. Get rid of the girl who sounds like she's a kid. And what's her name, who is with her right now, is kind of simps on him. She had a good radio gig, and now she's back with Tommy. And I get it. You got to work for. Everyone's got to work for a living, but I get it. But real radio's still viable. It just can't pay. Like I would go get Hines and Berglund or Hines or something or whatever. But they should have put him on 94.5 because they've gone through morning people. Yeah, I know he gets mad when you got to go to KQ, but like I've said with 93X, if I'm a morning show guy, I'm going to go to Las Vegas and thank the people that put money, my customers, just like a meet and greet for rock and roll, right? That's what you do. You have smaller venues, you sign autographs. It's what you do. I get it. He was a big shot, not anymore. He's 71 years old. And I said, when his mother passed away, he became to be unruly and had his center of gravity gone. It's like I said before with Tiger Woods. His dad died. He cheated on the game of golf on national TV, and he cheated on his wife, and she left him. Tyson's main guy left, and what happened to Tyson? Raped somebody. Tom, far from that, but the point is he became a raging lunatic because his center of gravity. I love to have him on my podcast because I told him on Facebook, I thought you didn't like social media, which he said many times. But social media is the only way he's going to get out. That's going to be on the billboards, on Faker Book, on Twitter, wherever else. But the whole podcast enriches his son and daughter, and then when he leaves this earth, they get the rest. But I think he does a 7 to 10, and then whatever he does. But no one cares about that podcast because they're not going to listen on their phone. And I don't know how it's uncensored, so why would I want to have that on in my office if it's uncensored? I have to actually think to swear. I've always said, when I do my podcast, I pretend I'm in a kindergarten class. Who's that? Mr. McDaniels, the Vikings offensive lineman, retired, reads to kindergartners at Crystal. God bless him. Good for him. Keep himself busy. When I coach hockey, I didn't smoke in front of the kids. I didn't any of that behavior. Right? I think it just came down to money. Like, guess what? I can't afford your young ass anymore. The money's not there anymore. It's probably got to push, but people have gravitated 93X. If they go to K-Fan, bunch of idiots over there talk over each other. There's still a vacuum, and I've said before, John Lastman is over in St. Cloud. I have told that radio station in emails, you need to push that signal east. Yes, it's going to cost money, but then you get into a bigger market. It's just like the light rail, okay? They didn't go to St. Cloud with it, which is dumb. That's the next big town, right? If you're going to have French fries on your menu, you have to have onion rings, right? When you're a woman, the makeup, the hair, everything all comes down to the boots. Right? It's a package deal, bitch, please. When you draft kids in hockey or football, you get the kid and the parents. It's a package deal. But we are in this market here have crap for morning. 93X is great. I didn't like what Nick said one time. Don't vote, then you went for a jury duty. That pissed me off. You vote, damn it. You get out and vote. Then the other day, like, it's illegal to watch youth hockey or youth sports. I coach hockey, no kids. I love it. I think it's a great thing to have youth hockey in your community and you support it, whatever it may be. I was dumb to Nick to say that. Like, really? What the hell are you talking about? But that's a disc jockey to listen to, right? Look at Donald J. Trump, who Tommy loves, and he gets money from the pillow guy. The pillow guy wanted martial law in me and Tom's state. See, Tom knows Minnesota. And he's talking about Minneapolis, how it's gone downhill. He loves Minneapolis. I worked with his brother at CDP. I think it was Tony. Nice kid, nice young man. Little small guy. I don't know if he's still alive. Good shit. But I think it just came down to money. I'm joking, kicking the curb. But it is to the curb because someone's got to go, right? There's only enough for food for 3 people. Someone's got to go, right? Going to have to throw you off the boat and survive for yourself, right? We're slow in business. Got to fire you, cowboy. See you later, bitch boy, you know? So after 14 years, I think Walsher wants to put him towards, he's an asset towards something else. Walsher's been around forever. It's not that tough to sell cars. It's not. All you do is listen. Hey, how you doing? What kind of car are you looking for today? Okay, what's your price point? You got automatic? It's not that tough to sell cars. It isn't. You listen. That's why God gave you 2 ears, is you listen. I think it's great to have a used car lot with good cars. I love to have cockroach cars, you know? Cockroach towing in cars. You tow cars in, you fix them. And, you know, it's just with a K, right? You know, your towing service, you tow them in, like God's garage. I think it's great to enrich somebody with a car, especially if the young lady or man is 18, 19, or somebody maybe had drug problems, and boom, you know. And there's your car, enrich your life, inexpensive, and it works in the warranty. You're not being an idiot. Like Jeff Dubé. Tom tried to get Jeff Dubé on it and said, hey, I'll get you on, wouldn't do the drug test. He's a great mind, be a great morning guy. It's too bad. It's not that tough. It's not that tough to get into a studio like KQ or 93X or KFan or anywhere in the other 49 states and say, hey, good morning, how you doing? Because morning drive is your morning coffee. It's your comfort food. People want to hear about news and make you laugh and cry before you go to work. No one's listening to a podcast. They might after the fact. I'm not going to listen to a podcast on a morning show after the fact. I don't know if you can take phone calls or not. I would love to have Tommy on my show. I'd love to have Sprinthall on my show and talk cars about God's garage. I think I'd love to see Tom Barnard put his money in his mouth. Hang on a second here. Get this thing at 60. Who's my long hit? 70. That's not cool. We're going through Eden Prairie, Minnesota. But anyways, and man, do a God's garage. But, you know, I mean, I get Tom. He can be very incredulous. You know, he doesn't like it that if people like me can talk about him and call him out, because that's all he did. You know, and his podcast successful. Why? Because he's Tom Barnard. I've been podcasting for 14 years, 13 coming up. I get what I get. I'm on YouTube. I take my camera. I walk around. Wonder Hussy on Wonder Hussy Adventures. Tom Barnard should get Wonder Hussy's Adventures on his podcast. That's what he should do. Wonder Hussy Adventures. She's looking to grow her channel. She's very good. She's goofy. Would he do it? No. I'd love to see her go on his podcast and talk to her, because she's funny and she needs to grow her channel. But that would be only last for a while, because views are down on YouTube. It's a dying platform, and it sucks. A lot of good creators out there. They go do things. So, no, I just think it's you're fired. I mean, whatever. Just like Lindsay, what was her name? The head coach of the Running Ponytails, Lindsay Whalen. Hey, honey, let's make it look good. let's why don't you step down. And then she keeps her contract till 2024, whatever it is, getting whatever the hell she's getting. It's not $30,000 a year being an executive assistant. Because they fire her, I don't think she gets it. So I get it. She didn't have the balls or the ovaries to sit in a press conference and say, hey, it was a poor choice, because now they actually have somebody that knows running ponytails, pumpkin ball, right? And March Madness, no one cares about punks play pumpkin ball. It's called the G League, is helping the NBA and ruining college ball. All I'm telling you. But it's not that tough to have an opinion. Have fun on a radio show, do bits like they used to on KQ. Tommy was good at that. They were fun. Krauser was on. Terry was funny. Obsessing over the lottery. I miss her. They all miss her. I have said that to people. I said that with Eric. Ray Eric. Well, I don't do podcasts. Well, looking for a job. You'll probably make some good money every month, you and Terry. It's inexpensive. I'd even offer them a podcasting on my system. So go ahead. Here's the code. Get a mixer. Take phone calls. Don't Skype people in either. Have a morning podcast from like 6 to like 9 or 10. Can do a 3-hour show. I guarantee it. I'd get in the media tomorrow with Terry Train and Ray Eric. Oh, those two. They both have great voices. Ray Eric's a nice man. I miss him. The guy in the afternoon now is a total idiot. He's an idiot. I don't really listen to KQ. I'm 61 in August, okay? I remember the old days, Wally Walker, all those guys. Whoever they were, I'm so stoned, man, dude. You'd go home, you smoke marijuana, KQ would be just... KQ hasn't played a rock and roll song in 20 years. They'll play a Van Halen, and then they play America. What the hell's wrong with you? It's not that tough to play rock and roll. I mean, you want to listen to rock and roll 93X. That's who plays it. But that's the way she goes, you know? Down the road, he goes, Dougie, because he always makes backhanded comments toward people, especially his banker. When he doesn't like you, he hates he has to grovel for money. So he's used on KQ. Here's your contract, and he was whining it and advertised. Doesn't mean squat. Some people think a podcast is a drink. They have no idea. There are people that do listen to podcasting, and I appreciate when they advertise on KFan about Spreaker. Thank you. They have this idea that you could do Spreaker and quit. No, unless you're a celebrity. You know, I guess. Still need a real job. And Tom is Tom. And Dougie's going to have to go find something else to do. And Walzer will use him for something else. God, if he would do his own podcast, could you imagine if he went to Spreaker.com and Dougie did his Doug's Cars and did his own podcast on Spreaker? Could you imagine the disloyalty you'd know from Tommy? Oh, my God. He'd be like, what the hell? So, I mean, why not? Go over there and talk cars. Like-minded people. Put the audio up on a channel, up on YouTube. But that wouldn't happen. They'd be disloyal. You got to be just... See, Tom Barnard's just like Donald J. Trump. If you don't lick his boots, F you. If you do lick his boots, you get everything. Because that's how Donald J. Trump is. Lick my boots, right? If you don't, nicknames come on. I have nicknames, you know. I get it, but... You know, it's not a hate audio towards the guy, whatever, you know. I did a video when he fired, that's got 12,000 views over there, Terry. A lot of hate stuff and whatever else. I give my opinion as a consumer of radio. I like real radio. I like to laugh. I like humor. I like originality. I listened to podcasts the other day, popped it up. Not a big deal. Nothing special. Some have bad mics, some don't. It's just a round table jerk off to make money for his kids. And they make fun of him. There's nothing there. I don't need the Effenheimer. That's why Walzer's like, we're not going to be associated with a guy who loves Donald J. Trump. It ruins their brand. So they're probably getting kickback and forget it. I don't blame them. They got to sell cars. They're putting money probably into this podcast. Here's what he wants. What are you getting back? Nothing. Because they don't listen to that. People listen to real radio in their car. Advertise the MTC buses that are out there that are in cars. That's what you advertise on. Buses are in front of cars. It's a moving billboard. I don't know. But it's way to go, Dougie. You're down the road. Just another person used and abused by Tommy Barnard, right? So I get there's 2.5 million things you can watch and consume on the internet. 2.5. When I search our podcasting, It was a new thing. I was on Blog Talk, and you would get 3,000 views because that's where you went. Now, every celebrity, every day, I mean, what's her name? Bob and Sherry. Sherry, I like her, 105. I listen to her. Those two banter. She's got another podcast. Every day there's a new podcast on iHeart. I'm on iHeart. This audio is on iHeart. Okay? That's the way it is. But, I don't know. I just blows me away with the behavior. So, I don't know. I just, where she goes, man. So, I'm just rambling on here, but down the road he goes, you know. Not enough money to pay. Someone's got to get out of the boat. Sorry, here you go. Here's your life jacket. See you later. It's 14 years of being a loyal bootlicker. See, I never understood. If he was smart, again, KCP should be smart. Put him on real radio. Find a spot. He should have done his morning show down at in Twins territory down there in West Florida. He should have done. Should do it now, but it's too late now. Spring is over with. But he used to do it at the State Fair when he first did his podcast. He used to simulcast on 105. Like, you could do 105 The Ticket again and do a sports show in the morning and rival K-Fan. It's not that tough. It's just like I said, KCP, poor choice. That was dumb, getting rid of all those good guys, especially Garage Logic. People loved that. Old people loved it. It's like Channel 11 got rid of Tim and Kim for a bunch of people to talk over each other. Now they have a nice African-American gentleman who's good, but Kim and Tim were that age group that people listen to. I don't listen to this chick who acts like she's 14 on there with big lips, talking, blah, 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 walking over each other. Oh, my God. But people listen to 93X. I suffer in silence when I'll listen to 105, 93X, K-Fan, when Common Man comes on. The personal ass licker, Paul Allen, no. He licks the boots. You know, he has to have mouthwash every day when he's done with the Vikings. He's the voice of Canterbury down there, licking the boots down there too as well. But, you know, he's not one of us in the first place. But you need morning people that know what the hell's going on in the city. Don't tell me about your backstage antics with the Black Crowes. I don't care. Tom had mentioned it. He'd talk about stuff, the Beatles. Well, he was the kind of guy, if you didn't like the Beatles, then you're a nobody, right? I get the Beatles. There's a lot of bands out there, but I'm going by the Walzer right here in Hopkins right now. He used to be the Ford dealer. I like to buy this place in the corner here, 5th and Main Street. It's the old store. It'd be kind of cool. If Tom was really cool, if Tom was smart, he'd buy the coffee shop there in Hopkins, right down off of Excel Boulevard by 6169. If you're smart, buy it with your money. You know, go there and do something with your money. But it is what it is. I just. It's be interesting what he does, his podcast, and he can advertise all he wants, and people get bored after a while. Just like women on YouTube that do their dancing videos and they do their clothing haul. Okay, I get it. You better change the color of your hair, your color of your outfit, because guys get bored. Men are visual, women are emotional. Majority of people listen to these video podcasting, whatever on YouTube, are men. That's why they have more stuff in the background. Audio is new video, but you got to have good sound. I'm in my car. I do my studio with a mixer and a headset. I spoke to Tom a few times on Twitter, give him advice. But, you know, it's whatever. But he screwed himself out of a job, an easy job in KQ, by if he simply just shut his mouth and go down to Vegas every year like he should be doing. I remember when he went overseas, I went over to Caribbean, and I told this to my wife, I wouldn't go there. He realized second time, so he got arrested. He was stupid to go there. Not everyone has a passport. Not everyone has a passport. Vegas. He was all mad. He had to get up early. Well, that's the way it is when you go see your customers. The reason why you live well, Tommy, you know why? Lean and listen. Why? People listen to your stuff. You thank them. Like signing autographs. You say thank you. I love you. Let's go to Vegas. It sucks. You're not paying for it. What the hell is that? The company that owns that place. They're paying for it. Thanking the people that have made you a pretty wealthy man. It's too bad here. The Hopkins Theater is getting torn down. I remember when they opened the one in Edina, he took credit for it. It's like, oh, please. Because he's another one when they do the. I like Timmy Lammers. He'll dick slap him when he gets movies too long. Timmy's like, oh, be quiet. I like Timmy. I like his reviews. He's honest. Comes on there with, oh my God, can't be too long for the head boss. You know, you can't push back. That's why what's his name, Brittany, knows not to push back. Terry did. So did Limohead. She pushed back on. That's why she got fired. Not afraid to tell me to F off. With Tom Barnard, if you're I'd love to be on a show with him. I'd be his negative. With him, you have to learn to die on your feet. Don't live on your knees. And just say, hey, you're wrong, Tom. Because she did. Michelle DeFoy always told her that. You're wrong. That pissed him off. Because here's with Tommy Barnard. Like a lot of these people that think they're funny, he has very, very, very thin skin. He can't handle criticism. Yeah, that can suck. I get it. People say anything about me too as well. Yeah? He has very thin skin. He can't handle it. But like I said, when his mother died, toots, all bets are off. He became a raging fool. And he can't actually drink without getting pissed either. So it just shows. He rages on. But anyways, what are you doing here on 17th Avenue? Oh, you got the road closed up there. I see. Huh. Man, go by the Dairy Queen here. I'd love to get a Dairy Queen right now, but I love Dairy Queen. Ice cream is good no matter what. Downtown Hopkins is great. I love the name of this guy, Danny McDonald. Danny McDonald. Love the name of that State Farm. Danny McDonald. That's a porn name. And here he is, your favorite schlong, Danny McDonald. It's Johnny J. Utah from the Bay Area. I'm introducing you at the adult show here in Vegas. Up for the best schlong of the year. Danny McDonald and Tommy Barnard. Well, we're going to take Danny McDonald. Oh, my God, he's hung like a gorilla. Well, who's that one other football player who was hung? They were afraid to have sex with the guy. Call him. He was a 52 MVP. Nicky Foles, I guess, is a very large man. That's all I was told. Told that about that. I guess he's very large. But Danny McDonald, the porn actor. It'd be great stage name. Whatever. But anyways, good luck, young man. You got fired. Get the curd. It's over. Go back to Walzer. Use your money, your time for something else. Go sell cars. God's garage. Enrich people's life. It's not that tough to sell a car. If I'm selling Toyotas, I'm driving Toyota. Anybody at Walzer, if you're a salesman at a Dodge, you better be driving a Dodge, not a Ford. Remember when Ford guy came in and took over, the president? He went down the garage. Said, anybody that's not driving, you're fired to get a Ford. So if I'm working for Walzer tomorrow, I'm driving a Honda. Wherever I'm selling, I'm driving it. But that's all there is to it. So good luck, young man. You're going to need it. So Tom got rid of, wish him all the luck in the world, came down on money, guarantee it. He's not going to sacrifice his daughter or his wife or his son. No. It's like Tom Barnard. You write Donald Trump. You have a script, 2 seats, right? The helicopter comes out, lands. I have 2 seats, Mr. President. They're until the White House. He takes his daughter. Then the guy turns around, nods, jumps out of the helicopter, and the helicopter goes down at the end. Be great, 2 seats. So he's escaping, but the guy jumps out, parachutes out, and the helicopter. But it's called 2-seat. That's the only time it said, Mr. President, I have only 2 seats. He takes his daughter, not his wife. But someone had to get off the ship, a sinking ship. Someone had to. Billboard's not going to work. Good content is where anybody can listen. Not everybody wants to listen to their phone. They want to listen in. They want their morning Joe. They want their morning comfort food. They want their liver. They want their roast beef sandwich. That's what they want, Tommy. You got to tell the boy at KCP, put you on some other station on there, and bring back a Lodge Rod. No one cares about the 4-letter curse. They want to hear local people. I'm just telling you. It's a poor choice to get rid of these people. I get Garage Lock on a podcast. The older people want to push that button on 1500. They forgot about him now. They go, Mike Morris belongs in K. Mike Morris is a great guy. But Ray Eric could be doing a podcast with Terry Train. He'd be making money hand over fist. She's a good woman. He always made fun of her anyways. So anyways, guys, poor side of Minnetonka. Hoes all well out there. So crowds on their feet. But, Alrighty then. So, all right, you guys, from the outskirts, hope you enjoyed the 30-minute podcast on Spreaker. Yeah, oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, Dougie, good luck, my friend. Hope all well out there. Sprinthall, whatever the hell they call him. I don't know if I even spelled it right, but Sprinthall, Dougie, from the outskirts, Scoutball Radio. Appreciate everybody later. So, right, man, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Yahoo. See y'all later, bitch, please.